Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this Adobe Live session. Welcome if you're joining us from Behance, and welcome if you're joining us from YouTube. My name is Elsa. I'm a visual designer from Tanzania and the host of today's session. And I'm here with Jennifer Alt, who is a senior experience designer strategist based in Austin, Texas. Super excited to have her with us today, and she will be designing a dog sitting app during today's session. So stay tuned. Should be super fun stuff and really exciting as well. But before I give it up to Jennifer to introduce herself, I just wanted to highlight, if you haven't already subscribed to our new Adobe Live channel on YouTube, make sure you do, just to stay up to date on all the latest streams, participate in all the Adobe Live community events, and so much more. So drop in the chat where you're joining us from as I pass it off to Jennifer.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. As mentioned, I am Jennifer Alt. I'm a senior experience design strategist based out of Austin, Texas. I work for a digital agency called Springbox. We are the digital arm of a larger global branding agency called Profit. And formerly, I was a freelancer for about 6 years. Let me show you some of my work here. And prior to that, I have about 8 years worth of just marketing and design background. So here's the breadth of my work. I do anything from enterprise level websites for clients such as CVS to startups who need a new wireframe and prototype to pitch to investors. This concept on the right was actually an app I created, Thrill Seeker, for my previous time I was on Adobe Live several years ago, pre-pandemic. And most recently, I've started doing a little bit of UX education under the brand name Pause UX. So my partner and I have recently launched a Skillshare course where users can learn how to get into the UX space. It covers everything from UX foundations to the differences of full-time and freelance. I feel like that's a huge value add. A lot of courses now don't really go into that. And I feel with the whole hybrid work, it's something people are exploring. So lots of classes there. Everything you need to know about getting started, and then everything you need to know about getting your foot in the door and crushing your interview. On a personal note, I love adventure. I'm a mother of 2 children who I'm obsessed with. I love being by water and just adventure.
These are such nice photos. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. So I'd love to connect, share knowledge, and make new friends. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, you can hold Shift Command 4 on a Mac and take a corner and drag it down. I think on a PC, you can hit print screen and save it to XD and save it as a JPEG. You have access to my portfolio site, Pause UX, if you want to learn about that UX course, and connect with us on Instagram.
Awesome. That was such a nice intro. I would love to get into the UX course a bit later on as well. I think that's something a lot of people would love to hear more about as well.
Definitely. I feel like I've had a lot of mentors in my life educate me and help me move forward a little bit faster than I would on my own. So really want to just put that knowledge out there for others who are interested as well.
Yay. Well, exciting stuff. Hi to everyone who's joined us so far. Hi, Wade. Howard joined us. Hi, Howard. Hi, Becca. Oh, we have quite a few people joining us. Nor posted like dog emojis. We are all excited for the dog sitting app. Yes.
Oh, definitely. Awesome. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about the project overview. So what are we designing and why? We always have to have a purpose. Talk about the project requirements that I've already outlined, and I want to get some user insight. What do you think we should design? So a lot of collaboration there. I'm going to go into wireframes. I'm going to explore using templates versus custom wireframes, and then develop that out somewhat mid-fidelity. I really want us to focus on the actual experience, what we're saying, our users getting the value that they want out of this app, and then prototype it. So test it and revise the designs. And if we have a little bit more time, explore some competitive inspiration and apply some branding and UI to that.
Sounds awesome. Can't wait to get into it.
Let's do it. Okay, so the project overview, I'm going to call this app Pups and Pals. So we're going to design a mobile app experience that connects pup owners with pals. So Elsa is a pal, I'm a pal. As mentioned, we live in Austin and it's a super dog friendly community here. You can take your dogs virtually anywhere, to work, to the bar, to the restaurant. They're basically children here. So we're going to make this for that connection. Okay, so the problem statement. So why are we doing this? Have you ever had a time finding a dog sitter? I'm sure we all have. Do you wish you had a dog but don't have time or space? Or do you have kids who constantly beg you for a puppy, but you're just not quite ready for one? Well, this app is for you. We're going to design an app that connects pup with pals. It's low commitment and high warm and fuzzies.
Oh, that is such a nice description. Like, very well written. It makes me want to download the app immediately.
Let's do it. So let me launch Adobe XD. Just starting off, I love what Adobe XD can do. I use it for like my brain dump of all my ideas. So not just for wireframings, you can use it for, the first part was creating my presentation, or you can use it for whiteboarding and collaboration exercises. So it's really versatile, and I love that it has that capability. So, so here, when you work on any project, you generally would have, user interviews or stakeholder interviews where you explore what you're designing and why. And then you can also have, journey mappings. You can do empathy mappings where you explore some different concepts. So this is kind of like what an output of one of those may be like. So what I did here is, mimic the little sticky note exercises you might have and brainstorm some ideas and kind of grouped them like ideas. So for example, this first column, you might want the ability to schedule a PAL by time. So say you're running out for a quick doctor's appointment and you need only 30 minutes worth of time, or you have a lunch date and you want to have someone watch your dog for an hour or 24 hours, whatever. So some kind of like timing mechanism we would need. You would also need perhaps to schedule a PAL by a date, so future state, maybe a whole week, maybe a month. You would also need to maybe search by a radius, so search within 10 to 30 miles from where I am now. Or, say you're going out of town and you want to find someone in that little city, or that you might want to see if there's an ability for the PAL to pick the dog up or drop them off. And some of this second column, does anyone have questions so far? Or
yeah, if you have any questions as Jennifer's going through the whole process, drop them in the chat.
Yes. And as I go through this, I would really love to know if you feel like there's anything missing, any ideas that you have.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm going to kind of sticky note the things that we're going to build. So sometimes when you go into a project, you want to build all the bells and whistles, but don't have the budget or time. So finding that sweet spot, like what are the few things in the experience we can design really well to create that awesome experience. So for this second row, this is kind of like finding the dog that you want. So what's the dog size or the breed or the preference? So say you're an older man and you can't watch a dog all the time, but you just want a little comfort. So you might want to, babysit a little lap dog for a little bit. Or say you're a jogger and you want to find a dog that will run a lap with you for a little bit. So size is kind of important. The second one down, if the dogs need any special needs, so like, do they need meds, or do they need a lot of exercise, or any special grooming? Maybe you are a hairstylist and you just love to style dogs and you just want to like meet up with a poodle and give it a new mohawk or something. And then the other one is like, are the dogs good with kids or other pets? If you're bringing a big dog into a home with a bunch of little ones, are they going to run them over? Something to think about.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Nor had a question as we're going through this. How do you manage not to include too many ideas when you build the project? So avoiding idea overload, which I think you touched on a bit.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's no ideal overload. I feel like all ideas are better. And the more you put them on the table and collaborate your team, you can narrow down the things that are really unique. And especially if you look at like competitors and see what they're doing, or you line business goals, you can find that sweet spot of like, this is the experience we really want to deliver. So I don't think that all ideas are bad. Just dump them all in. This sticky exercise is a great way to get them on paper and start to organize them in a way to make sense for you. And then you can here we can tag, say, we definitely want to order by a sense of time. We definitely know we want to include a calendar. We definitely want to know, if they're good with kids or pets. So from there, if you guys let me know which ones you want me to design and wireframe, we can do that.
Yeah.
So as we go down the line, we also want to know, is there a yard or not? Is the dog going to run off? Are they good with staying nearby? And it kind of goes the same along the lines with fence or no fence. stairs or no stairs. Our dog had several surgeries on their back legs, so they can't walk them down the stairs very well. So that's kind of something to learn about. Maybe you want to know about the pal. So the sitter, the person who wants companionship, like what are their hobbies or interests? Are they going to be trustworthy and take care of my pup?
Yeah, true.
And then all those can live in like this last section is like how it's displayed. So there might be like a browse page where you can see all the dogs. There might be some kind of search and filter criteria. Maybe once you find when you click on it, there could be an actual dog profile page, you know. There could also be on the other side a PAL profile page. And then also maybe some like ratings and reviews just to give some credibility to what we're looking at. And then perhaps like the transaction. So like a chat feature, like, I love your pet, let's connect. Can we meet tomorrow? Yada, yada. Or some instructions. So.
Okay. And I actually have a question. Do you normally give yourself a set period of time when you're doing this exercise, or do you just kind of do it for as long as you can come up with ideas?
It depends on the scope of work. So for this one, I gave myself maybe about an hour and just kind of like, there were some initial ideas. When I felt like I ran out of ideas, I kind of just stopped there. I do like to leave it and then come back to it the next day. You know, sometimes I'm like sleeping or outside. I'm like, oh, this would be a great feature to add.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All these ideas sound kind of awesome already.
Awesome. Okay, so we are going to start wireframing. So what I like to do is start with some templates. You know, there's a lot of design patterns out there. We're familiar with the way most apps work. So why reinvent the wheel if it could save you a lot of time? So this is a good starting point to kind of figure out, okay, what do we need to do first? And then you can modify and change it up as you go along. It also saves a lot of time. So,
and do you get templates from in XD, or do you download them elsewhere?
A little bit of both. So you can find some through XD. I know there's some plugins. You can find some online and download them. I know there's some on the Behance community or Dribble. Just a little bit everywhere. Okay, so let's say we're going to need some kind of intro to the app, like explaining what it is and then getting straight into it. So I feel like I might want, let's see. This one feels pretty good.
These are all nice.
Yeah, if anyone has any preferences,
this is actually really. Yeah, drop them in the chat if anyone has like any ideas of what you're thinking. Like, oh, this would look really nice. Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, so this one's unique because it features the app experience itself. This one on top features like, you know, it's really giving emphasis to the photo and maybe the dog, perhaps. I'm just gravitated towards this one for now, so I'm gonna take this one. And then let's work down below. So we're gonna create our wireframes here. Okay, so we're gonna rename this. We're gonna say this is the welcome page. And then sometimes what I like to do is on the side, just make notes of what I'm doing. So this is like, explains what it is. So when I work with team members, often they'll go into my, you know, we have strategists, we have copywriters and visual designers. And if they come into my file when I'm not there, I want to make sure that it's clear for them what direction I was taking so they can provide feedback. So we can just have a note here, like this is going to be the what it is, explain the app and the experience. And then from here, we probably want to click into that and learn, like once we know, we go straight into the app. So maybe it's like a big, I don't know, maybe a gallery.
Right.
Let's see. So I always love like when I'm talking with my team just to kind of collaborate out loud. Do we feel like the first thing is like, okay, we know this is a matching system. If I'm a pal going in here wanting to book a dog, I probably want to see cute photos of puppies, right? That makes sense to
immediately. Yeah.
Okay. Immediately start looking. So we have different things. So I feel like this one looks pretty good so far. It gives like a nice profile for each dog, perhaps. We can change the tags and labels below. This one's interesting. You know, if we wanted to do like, kind of like when I see this instantly, I think of like, after you've filtered, this could be like dogs that match
the results. Yeah.
Yeah, dogs that are by you, or dogs that have the best reviews, or
Like categories as opposed to individual cards. Yeah. Which makes
exactly.
sense.
Let's see what else is there. So I like how they group this too. These are main screens. These are sign up and login, which you probably need to create some intro experience there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love this template and I would love to know where you got it from. It's like so thorough.
Yeah, I think it was UI8 is probably the website. I can find it and post it into the Behance chat once we get offline for everybody.
Nice.
It's great because there's also some analytics if that's important. Let's see. You know, and like you don't have to think about all the fonts and colors and designs yet. Just really focus on like what are you trying to do with the experience. So
True.
I think I'm feeling good with this one. So I'm gonna copy this. And I apologize if
Howard says, oh no, go on. What were you saying?
Oh, I said I apologize if I'm a fast scroller. I don't want to make anyone dizzy.
I'm the same. I'm like, and I scroll random directions too. But I was gonna say, Howard says every app needs pictures of puppies, which I agree. Like, just come up with a reason to drop a puppy picture in your app.
Oh yes, I mean, if you guys have puppy photos and want to send them our way and put them in, we can do that. Is that a thing we can do?
Is there? Can you drop images or like links to your puppy pictures? Please do share.
Yeah. So let's see, this could be what it is, and this is the first landing page. Let me label this. Or the home, that's what this is called, the home.
Nice. So like typically with the descriptions on the bottom, would you add in like bullet points if it needed further clarification of what the screen was about?
Yeah, I could add bullet points. You know, I would comment on the screen here, or I'd tag somebody, be like, hey, what do you think about this text hierarchy? Or hey, do you think this strategy makes here? So then it becomes really collaborative. Let's see. Yeah, I like this for search, and it also seems like it's made for search too, like your search heroes here, then it may show you some results. Yeah, I like that how this one focuses on the search state by this different block, where this one down below is a little more active. So this would tell me, this almost looks like it's a homepage when you haven't hit search yet.
Yeah.
And since we're doing it for like, we've already searched, let's do this one.
Nice. It really kind of streamlines the process for you because you're not even really thinking about layout because it's already set up. So you finish this part like pretty quickly.
Yeah. So now that I'm seeing them side by side, then you can start really thinking about the experience, right? So if you look at these two here, these are supposed to connect, but in the first one, there's no search capability. So we would probably need to add search there and then bring it in. So I'm just going to, I guess we can start doing it now. Well, let me just get all the general layout and flow and then kind of go back and massage them and make them make sense.
Yeah, of course. Oh, thank you. Laura dropped the link to the UI kit you're using. Thank you so much, Laura.
Oh, great. Thanks, Laura. Okay, so we search results. Community for the win. Everyone's helping.
Yay. Teamwork.
Okay, so say, I'm just talking through this out loud. So what it is, so this is like, say you click on the actual app. This could be like the app screen, right? The little icon. Actually, this should be an artboard, not a screen. I like to use values of increments of 8, nice and even. So let's say that this is going to be the app icon. So say someone's on their phone, they hit the app icon, and then it goes to this welcome page, just explaining what it is. And then once they hit it, they get to this landing page of all the pups. Somehow they're going to search. Then they'll get to this search criteria. So as I go through, this is where I would add the bullets. So search, we probably need to add maybe show the categories you entered. So show filter or filter tags. You know, like what did I put in order to show me these results? So give the user a little bit of a cue. Here we talked about add search filters to make that connection.
Yeah.
So as I think of these things, I kind of quickly just jot them down and not get too hung up on the details yet. Just like do that idea dump and then fine tune, so you're not spending so much time on something that may not be worth it in the end. I think that's the biggest value with wireframes, is it lets you explore what's the best experience before you commit to design. Okay, so now that we're
like a really good practice for everyone and anyone, like, and also even for myself, I find myself kind of getting bogged down by the tiny details way early on. And then by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, I could have realized I didn't even want to go in that direction.
Right.
Had I just, you know, kept it simple at the beginning.
Exactly. You know, but sometimes you need to go through that exercise. But I think that's just the way my brain works. Just like, let's start very high level. And as we work our way down, we get very granular and detailed. So let's see what else. So we probably want like a profile page is what we talked about for the pups. So let's see. If we have a profile page of the pup, we probably want to see a photo. We probably want to know like what their name is, like what their location is.
Yeah.
You know, any of that criteria we mentioned earlier, like I'm a dog that has to have a fence and I love baths.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like photo, copy, and then we probably need some like bullets underneath. So I'm going to see if there's something kind of similar that I can use as a starting point and manipulate. So these are login screens. Almost maybe the welcome could work. I kind of like this. When I see this, I always like when I see wireframes too, it gives me other ideas what we can do. Like this bottom part feels like a component that can slide up. So maybe it's like, this is the puppy. Once you start getting here, you can slide up and like reveal all the information about them, which, you know, also follows this design pattern that we use for the homepage. So it creates some consistency for the user.
Yeah. I love drawers. I feel like I see them on all apps I use lately, but I think that's because they're just really convenient in hiding and showing information. So they work pretty well.
Yeah, especially if you want to use it to focus on one particular aspect of what you're designing or content. And then, you know, the rest is, you don't want, it's always a fine balance between like giving them information that's valuable and making sure they don't have to dig for things that they need.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this will be dog profile. And maybe we use the same one for the pal profile. Let's use pup. We got it consistent with our branding. We're calling pups and pals, so they're pups.
Pups and pals. Pups and pals profiles. Or like alliteration is what we're going for.
Pups and pals profiles. So I wonder though too, like maybe we make it a little bit different, like color-wise or something to tell the difference. I mean, because if someone posts a photo of them holding their dog, you're like, is this an actual pup profile or is this a pal profile? I don't know. So we're gonna have to change this.
True.
So we're gonna create a variant.
I'm
gonna make these consistent. Okay. Great. So we're in the app. We learned about the pup. That's great. So if we're here and say, for instance, this isn't the right pup, there's got to be some way to go back. So we got to say not right for me, go back, some back mechanism.
Right.
Or we have to say, this is right. What's the next step? Like book it. Let's book. And this app was just for fun. It's not really in my mind like something like monetary, like you have to pay for this. It's really just, let's just need a pal and pup in exchange, because you know we have dogs and a lot of people love to watch our dogs like or play with them, but they don't want to commit for a long time, and you know we need a sitter just for like a little bit.
Exactly. So it would be convenience.
Yeah.
Oh, Nora says a perfect payment method for pups and pals would be PayPal.
Oh, yep. Partnership. See,
It would work.
that's where the monetary comes in.
Yep. Thinking ahead.
Yep. Okay, so now there's like so we confirmed that this is the right pup, so we want to activate them. So maybe there's like a chat. Here's a chat thing. So we start chatting. Whoopsie daisy.
Okay. So in this case, you're chatting with, so if you select a pup, it's the pup owner who you're now talking to, right?
Yes. So pup owner plus pal communication. Yeah. So now that we have this, we got to make sure that's introduced here. So yes, let's book, or maybe it's yes, let's chat, or maybe it's just let's chat. Maybe you just want to ask questions before you book.
Right.
So I'm kind of just like going backwards. So now that I'm like, okay, what this is telling me is like for this one screen, the project requirements would be show a variant, make sure there's a way for users to go back, make sure there's a way for them to book the process, and make sure there's a way for them to communicate.
Right.
So you start creating that connection, and like gives you like kind of a roadmap of what to design. So from here, say, you know, I'm chatting with you, Elsa, and then we understand that our pups, like, we're a good match. We want to make it happen. From here, there's got to be a way to either close out of the chat, close chat, or a way to move forward. So like a booking feature or something.
Yeah, which makes sense. And for anyone who's just joining us now, welcome to this Adobe Live session. My name is Elsa, the host for this current session, and I'm here with Jennifer, who is our guest. She is in the middle of designing her dog sitting app, Pups and Pals, really cute name. So if you just tuned in, definitely keep following along. She's currently working on the wireframes for the different screens.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Where is everybody from? I know I'm in Austin and Elsa is in Tanzania.
Yep. Yeah.
So
where is
exciting.
everyone else from? Let us know.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I feel like we need this like booking part. Let's see, not a main screen. Maybe it's like, so if we run with the audience's suggestion of PayPal, maybe it's just a CTA that sends them off to PayPal, or when they click on it, there's some like PayPal integration. So I don't know if we have to go too far with it, you know, if that's going to be like our integration partner, they've got their own flow. Let's just make sure there's some way to like activate it or sync with that API. So my gut says we need something really simple for now. Maybe just like this. And then this looks cool for like a success
screen. Yeah.
Yep. And depending how much time we have, we can go really deep and like start, like create a profile. Like I'm starting a profile for myself or starting a profile for my dog.
Oh, that'd be really neat to see.
Let's do. Okay, so this will be the PayPal booking. So I think PayPal is one word like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, we have Miras, who's joining us from Mexico. Welcome.
Welcome.
And Noor, who's been here since the beginning.
Hi, Noor.
They've been joining us from Mauritius.
Oh,
super cool.
Very
wow.
Cool. I don't even know where that is, to be quite honest. Where is that?
I believe it's in Africa.
Ooh, exciting.
Don't quote me. I think so.
You have your crew coming from your homeland.
Yeah, it's always cool just to see how global the chat is.
Like, I love that.
Representing.
Yeah, and logging in so many different time zones, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's making it happen. Okay, so I feel like this is a good flow. Anyone feel like we're missing something? Some walkthrough again. So we can do very general prototyping for now, just to kind of see the flow. So we click on our app icon and it goes to the welcome screen. Once we're done with the welcome screen, we are going to go into the landing page with all the different search filters. From there, we're going to say we searched, then we got to get some search results. There could be some swiping and interaction here. Any one of those cards will probably land you on a dog profile page. And then if that works, you want to go to a chat page and then a chat to the login.
Nice.
So simple flow for now. So I feel like that's good for now. We're gonna probably break those prototype links in a little bit and get very super granular, but let's kind of dive into it. So Pups and Pals, let's create a very rough logo of what this could look like.
Oh, okay, exciting. Logo design in XD.
Oh, yes. Any cool font ideas, anybody? We can just make this could be the one area where we add some really fun design.
Yeah. Drop font ideas, color ideas, any type of visual idea you guys think would suit our Pups and Pals app.
Let's just see. I want something playful.
Yeah.
Kind of cute.
Oh, I that Rockwell. Oh, that's nice. It reminds me of something.
Is it too baseball looking?
Oh, it does remind me of baseball. But I feel like it reminds me of another pet brand that has this aesthetic.
Well, that's why we would look at a competitive audit to make sure we don't copy anybody. But it's funny how we design. Sometimes I do this. I'll design subconsciously. It'll start looking like something I've seen before. I'm like, how did that happen?
Your mind is just leading you in that direction without even knowing it.
Yeah. It would be nice to see these fonts in the actual font. Avenir is nice.
It would. Avenir is really good. That's one of my favorites. Bethany recommends Work Sans. I've never used that before.
Let's try it. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, let's do that. Ah. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's do Pups and Pals. Maybe just an ampersand, and maybe it's
oh, okay.
Something like that. I don't know. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing.
I like the idea of having the ampersand, somehow in the middle.
Yeah. When I design logos, I used to design logos a whole bunch, but I always try to make them kind of square. You got to think about most of the time people are on social media profiles and it's always a circle or a square you have to convert to. So that's kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Make sure you get good real estate. And maybe this is a different weight. I love to mix weights when I design logos.
Yeah. Oh, Pups and Pals.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just a lighter, something like this.
Oh, like a lighter color for it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good for now.
Do you have like how long does it normally take you to design a logo, or does it just depend on the client and the brief?
It depends on the client and the brief. Some clients have a vision of what they want, and it's up to me to do a creative spin on it. Some clients have no idea till they see it and they want to see like 200 rounds of revisions. So those take a lot longer. And some are just like, I always do like a survey and get like personality. Like if you had to describe your brand in 3 words, what would it be? Or give me 3 logos or a handful of logos that you're inspired by or you like. And then from that, I can kind of tell what they would want. And we also do like a mood board exploration to get like a sense of, from what I hear, this is like, if someone says I want modern, like modern could be taken differently from you or me. So I create like a mood board of what that modern would look like. And then if they agree and align, then I usually land on it pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do that for now. But it's been a while since I've designed a logo. I guess the last one I did was for my husband. He started a business called Axis Glass.
Ooh, Axis Glass. What was it about?
Yeah, so Axis is a type of deer. He is an avid hunter, and we live out in the hill country outside of Austin, actually. And there's a lot of hunting fans out here. And his company installs like glass showers and like those frameless glass showers, like the really modern kind, big sliding doors for all the new construction out here. And the people who live out here are avid hunters. So the X in Axis is like the horns from Axis, the actual deer that's named Axis. I think they're from Africa originally, but there's some here. They're really pretty if you guys look them up.
I'm gonna have to look them up. And the logo concept, I can see it, but I'm gonna look that up too.
Okay, cool.
Because I think it would look cool.
Okay, so here, we're gonna say welcome to Pups and Pals. So say, let's create a symbol with this. So once we fine tune it, if we use it in the design, it'll kind of just like flush a little bit everywhere. So this is kind of like my attempt to do like mid fidelity kind of wireframe, add a little bit of design, just because, I want you guys to look at something fun while I'm working on this.
Okay.
Let's see.
I wonder if you can add artboards as components. You might
have
to be a group in the artboard.
Oh, yep. Maybe
yeah.
Right. There we go. Thank you for the tip.
Nice. Yeah, of course.
So we're gonna say logo. Okay, so we want to bring it in here. So we're gonna get rid of this. Pups and Pals. And then welcome. And then let me just take some of the copy that I wrote earlier. We're gonna plug that in. So the statement of what we were designing and why. So it's going to be a mobile experience that
Thanks, Pup Owners with Pals. That already sounds like a nice intro welcome text.
And I like this. Low commitment, high warm and fuzzies. It's quirky. It's kind of my style. Okay, let's bring it down. I copied it or I cut it.
Nice. And we have I know a lot of people use XD tend to use a lot of shortcuts, but just copies Command C. Oh, well, if you are using a Mac, Command C, cut is Command X, I believe. So just for people to be aware, that's why things are going super fast. Use a lot of keyboard shortcuts.
Yes, thank you for that. Whoever invented Command C, Command B, best experience ever. They use it all the time for everything. So we're gonna say, welcome, we connect pup owners with pals, low commitment and high warm and fuzzies.
Nice.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
And short and sweet. Maybe I don't need a carousel. I don't know if I want multiple messages here. So I feel like I'm going to ungroup this. And maybe so the downside of working with wireframes is they nicely group everything and create symbols of everything. So you can start with it, and like your entry point could be very smooth, but once you get into it, it might slow you down a little bit trying to break it apart.
It's very true.
Okay.
There we go.
Pups and pals, welcome. We connect pup owners with pals, low commitment, high warm fuzzies. And then let's go. So this arrow, I feel like it's okay to lead you in, but I'm wondering if like a button that says let's go would be better, or if this is enough to cue that it's obvious that it's where you have to go. So you guys let me know. Do you think this needs to have a actual language on it? Do you feel like it's implied? Those are the kind of things I would ask my teammates as we go through this experiment.
All right. Get their opinions as well, which I think helps, especially if you're used to being a solo designer. You can still share your work with a friend, a family member, and just get their advice on something that you might think works, but they might be like, well, have you thought of this? So it helps.
Exactly. Okay, so let's make the button the actual click.
Right.
I also feel like I'm getting like drawer slide up ideas. I know we talked about it earlier, but maybe I'll save that for the later one. I was gonna start wanting to prototype that, but we'll do it here. Let's make sure, I want to make sure all the wireframes, let's kind of like bring them all up to the same general level, and then we'll really get granular on it. Okay, reel it in, Jennifer. All right, so the next one for home, this is the landing page. So we're gonna have all the pups here. So let's do this. I wonder if they're components already. Doesn't look like it. And so another thing with working with templates, they bring in components that maybe they're already. So sometimes that's a little weird and distracting. So you can probably remove those and start over if you like. Maybe I'll start fresh just so we have a clean board of exactly what we created.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Start fresh. Okay. So we're in the app. So maybe it's like Explore Pups. And we don't need a shopping experience. I mean, it's kind of like a shopping experience, but we're not really shopping.
Yeah.
We need ability to search. So maybe we have a search icon here, and when you click it, then the drawer pulls down or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when this can pull down. So we probably get rid of this guy. Let's
and place that icon there.
Yeah, let's place this icon here. Oops. And try to zoom in real close for everybody.
Welcome anyone who's joined recently. Got quite a few people who just joined. Hi Jack, welcome. Hi Valak. Hey guys. We are in the middle of designing this Pups and Pals app. So drop it below if you have any recommendations for visual design. Currently mid-fidelity design. Started out with wireframes. So yeah, going pretty good so far.
Yeah, I can give everyone a quick overview of what we did. So we kind of just worked with some templates just as a starting point to figure out how we should wireframe our flow, and then laid them out here. And then as you see below, I have notes of kind of the things we talked about as far as the project requirements, like what we need to go on each screen. So now that we have our templates, we're really trying to break down each screen and integrate those components to each one so they flow from one another. So we have the logo, the welcome page. This would be, let me zoom in so we can see a little bit better. This would be the landing page. So once you get into the app, you can see all the different pups that are available, and then perhaps search for one. If you search, this would be the next page where you can see, okay, these are the pups that are near my location, or these are the ones that have the best reviews. And then if you like one of them, there will be an opportunity to have a like dog profile or a pal's profile. Get to know the pup or the person that's going to watch your dog. And then the ability to communicate with that person, to make some plans or get to know them a little bit better. And then perhaps a way to book, and then success. So the first general flow. So now that we have that, we're going through each one and trying to just up level a little bit more to make it more relevant. So once we have this, I am going to create just like a little paw icon, just because. Instead of this mountain, let's make it a little more relevant. So we're mixing just a little bit of design funsies with a little bit of wireframing and strategy.
Yeah.
So a mixed bag today.
It's cute. A paw icon would be really cute.
Yeah. Well, do you have a pet? Do you have a pup, Elsa?
I don't. Growing up, my parents didn't like pets. So I never did. And now that I kind of live away from home, I'm like, okay, I just want to be earning a bit more because I know pets are not, cheap. I want to make sure that I can handle getting my own pet. But I was actually thinking of getting a cat first, even though I'm very much a dog person. I was like,
I think this app would have been good for you when you're young, like low commitment. You could just have a pup for a day and then your parents won't be upset about it.
Exactly. Like pet sitting. I always wanted to do that too, but I just didn't know how to go about it. So this is the app that I needed.
It's what you needed. Maybe this triangle fits a little better. Yeah, we have two dogs. We have Wink. She's a boxer mix with one eye. That's why she's called Wink. She's super cute. She had a little accident when she was young. We adopted her. And then we had a Basenji Terrier pass away recently, but he was like our little boy. We loved him so much. And then we had a cat too. So we had a full house, tons of kids, tons of pets.
Tons of pets.
Yeah.
I feel like it never gets boring though. Because there's always
it's so fun. Lots of love.
What about in the chat? What pets do you guys have? I think someone mentioned cats earlier, or they asked if the app would include cats. Maybe like the second version of the app would be like.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, do I want to be inclusive? I do eventually, but it just seems very like a niche right now. Oh, let's see. I think if I want these to go the same size, I don't do responsive.
Yeah.
And did it the other way. It's okay. I guess I'll keep it the same size. Okay, so here we're gonna have.
You could also make it like what is that shortcut called? If you click onto it and then click object.
Object.
On the menu, there's like convert to path, so it won't adjust. That's like a trick I use a lot.
Maybe it has to be not a components. Let me see. Okay. Object, path.
Oh, it still doesn't let you do it.
Let's see. Ungroup component. Maybe it has to be like in raw still.
Okay, before you make it a component.
There we go.
Nice.
Convert to path. Now group. Yay. So the trick, it can't be a component yet. It has to be just like individual shapes. Then you create a path, and now we can create a component out of it. So let's delete our old one. Grab our paws again, and there we go.
Awesome.
I love figuring things out.
It's always fun.
Now it's not doing it again.
Oh no.
So that's so strange. When it's ungrouped, I can size it. When I make it a component, it won't let me do it. That's so weird. So we will just run with it this way.
Nice.
Okay. I like this size generally, so maybe this size could just be one that I repeat it. And if I ever want to change it again, I'll know the process. I'll just go and do it all. Okay, delete the old one, grab this paw here. Okay, so let's get into this. So we said we're gonna have, these are gonna be the little profiles for the dog. So we can have the pup's name, and then maybe we can have the breed here. And let's see, we don't want a price because they're all going to be same. And then maybe what else do you think is most relevant? Maybe location is probably important at this phase. Okay, this feels right. So let's make this whole thing a component. Let me see if I did that right. Nope. I want to grab everything and make it a component.
Right.
So group. Yep. Can I make it a component? Oh, I won't do it again. Oh, it did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So we're going to call this our pup card.
Pup card.
We're going to bring it back in. Get rid of all the old pup cards. And we're going to grab it and do this handy dandy repeat grid, which is one of my favorite things of XD. Boom.
Mine too.
And done. How easy is that? So nice. And what's great is you can go between, adjust your padding here.
So nifty. It's like my favorite XD feature. Mine
too. It makes wireframing so fast. Okay. We added the search filters and we have our cards. So now let's kind of modify this bottom section. So we have home, which is always going to be good. Let's see what other pages we have. We have the search results, which wouldn't make sense to show their profile page. Right, you can get to it from the card. Chat, maybe chat's something we actively need to find. I wonder, so this icon here is like a send of chat, but I wonder if we can find like just a chat icon already in the wireframes that we have.
Right, yeah.
Let me dig.
Ooh, okay, we have some pets in the chat. Bethany has 2 dogs. Very cute. What kind of dogs do you have, Bethany? And Wade would like a dog again, working on that situation too. Yes, same situation. And like hoping the next year or so.
Yeah, dogs are a lot of work. They are a lot of work. And when you have them for life. Like our dog that passed away, we had him for 16 years. That's a long time.
God. It is. Like they are a family member.
They are.
At that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a little chat icon because I didn't see one.
Okay.
So we're gonna do.
I love how you make all your icons. I'm so lazy. I'll Google paw print icon.
Oh yeah, normally I would do that too, but I'm just trying to explore XD and do it all here. So.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Let's make it consistent with these colors. It looks like it's just not a fill. Let's do no fill actually. Then we're gonna keep the border the same color as the others. Yeah, it's fun just to kind of change up the way you do things sometimes.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's rotate this arrow. I will try to be conscious of zooming in so everyone can see exactly what I'm doing. Thanks for joining everybody who's just here.
Yeah, thank you guys. We have so much dog talk in the chat now. Okay. Bethany's pets are Old English Sheepdog and a Sheepadoodle. I'm so curious what a Sheepadoodle looks like.
I think they're big and curly hair.
Oh, it's cute. Ooh, fun fact about German Shepherd from Norway, they shed once a year for 365 days. Oh, is that true?
Hmm.
Oh, I did not know this.
So I just grab my components together and I use the Pathfinder and join the paths to create this little chat shape.
Oh, nice. And Pathfinder is located where for anyone who is
Yeah, it's on the
new to
top right
XD?
here.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys can see where I am, but it basically looks like two squares that join together. So you can take any two
Mhm.
shapes you have and join them to one shape.
Mhm. And the
And
cool
we're
thing
gonna,
is that you can still double click into it to edit the shapes independently.
oh yes, that is a great. It's what's that called? Non-destructive or non it's where I think it's called non-destructive, where you can go back and basically what you said, go back in and edit it later. So I even use repeat grid for these little lines. So repeat grid's such a great tool as well to kind of make things a little easy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, when you mention here, as I click in, you see these two shapes joining. There's a little bit of a glitch here.
Yeah.
Or I want to shift the pixels over. The trick is just like finding out where to click.
Yeah.
Which drives me nuts sometimes.
There
Maybe I want it out a little, actually. I think the way I like that.
Yeah.
Voila.
Chat icon done.
Chat icon done. But now I'm trying to resize it and it's giving me little problems. Let's see. Feels pretty. There we go. Okay. So we're going to ungroup this. We're going to ungroup this section. We don't need categories. Uh-oh, too much. Ungroup. We don't need categories. I don't think I want labels here for this experience just because I feel like it's implied.
Right.
Home, chat, those two you can't really mess up. I do like favorites though. I like that idea.
Favorite looks good.
Maybe not notifications. Maybe if there's a notification, it would come through chat. So maybe we have a little like circle dot, like you have one message or two messages there.
Right.
So let's click these. Let's space these out a little bit. And the reason this one's darker now is because they're it's the active state.
Right, yeah.
So when you have icons on a mobile app, you want to make sure they're spread apart enough so the click rate is big enough and accessible for everyone's different finger sizes. And this shows the active state too. So select all these. And bring them down.
I love how the power just went off in my home.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if you guys see me in the dark, don't mind me. I just
We have some Halloween vibes going.
We got Halloween vibes going, so just ignore.
Okay. Let's make this height a nice even 60. We're gonna move up this house icon. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm just in the click world trying to get this like pixel perfect here. Don't need to be quiet. Let's pull this down.
I love the idea of just having like 3 home icons. It looks cute and like minimal and simple.
Let's keep it simple, exactly. What would be cool is if we had this like scroll up constantly. I wonder, let me see if I can prototype that real quick. Here.
Oh, okay.
So I think what you have
prototyping.
Yeah. is basically in order to have it scroll, it has to exist there already. So what we're going to do on this first screen is just pull this repeat grid all the way down. I honestly don't think I need this other wireframe, but I will check. And then let's move this to the back. And I think this whole section has to, what I'm doing is on the right-hand side, fix position when scrolling. So when a user scrolls up, that bar on the bottom will constantly stay.
Okay,
And then...
And while you're doing that, we are just going to take a short break for 2 minutes. So we'll be right back. Chat, stay tuned.
See you in a little bit.
Hi, everyone. We are back.
Hello.
Thank you for staying tuned. Yeah, hello. And yeah, Jennifer, do you just want to do a quick recap of what we've been doing so far for anyone new who's also just joined?
Yeah, definitely. So I will go back a little bit further. So early on, we talked about, sticky board exercising and how that's a great way for you and your team to collaborate on the project requirements. Like what exactly are you building? And from there, we explored some template wireframes to see, out of these already designed experiences, what can we pick and pull and to create our flow. And that's what you see here on this bottom left. So we created a general flow. So a user would click into the app, Pups and Pals. It's an app experience that connects pups with pals for low commitment and warm and fuzzies. A user will land on this. Actually, let me go through the prototype, see if it works real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
So we did some early prototyping just to understand our flow and make sure it makes sense. And then once that makes sense, we're going to go in and get really detailed. So this would be the landing page you see after you clicked on the app. You learn about Pups and Pals and what it is. Then you would get to another page where you explore the different pups. And right now I'm going to try to prototype the scroll feature. Say a user likes this, they click on one of the pups, or actually when they go back, I think what we're going to do is they click on the search feature, and then we're going to design a wireframe that showcases the results of the search. So there's got to be a way to see the different criteria that was input. Perhaps it's grouped by the top could be most relevant to you, could be location, or pups with the best reviews. From there, a user will we're going to customize this to be a dog profile page or a pal profile page. So they're just going to have a hero photo and then some more information about them, location, any special criteria, such as, I have to have a fence to stay at your house, or I need a lot of exercise. And then from there, a pal says, great, I love this experience. Let's chat about it. There's going to be a way to chat. We're going to customize this. And then when all else is good, there's got to be a way to book it. And someone suggested syncing to PayPal. So this would be a way for them to connect to the PayPal API, and then some sort of success message. So
nice.
That is what we are creating. So here I am on the Pups homepage, and I'm going to try to explore this swipe interaction. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to remove this. So when a user clicks on this, let's see. So instead of trigger tap, we're going to say trigger drag. And type is going to be, let's try auto animate.
Okay,
Auto
yeah.
animate.
See what that does.
And then I wonder, okay. I think for auto animate to work, there has to be another artboard with a change position.
Yeah.
So let me actually.
So is it that you wanted it like to scroll on the same screen? That's the effect that you wanted?
Yes. Yes.
We
so
can
like
use scroll, vertical scroll feature. So if you click on your repeat grid, I believe, and there is a setting on the panel.
Oh,
so on design panel.
scrolling? Let's see.
Oh, right there. You see those arrows? There's the vertical one and horizontal one. The vertical one, and then
vertical
if you go to preview, yes.
Okay, let's try that. So let's pull this up here. Oh, yes.
Yay, there we go.
Awesome. Yeah, there's always different ways to do things. Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, a user's here and they can explore all the different pups. Okay, cool. Thank you for that.
Of course, yeah. So like a tip for also anyone else new to XD for vertical or horizontal scrolls. So because sometimes people have those cards. Oh yeah, like on your search screen. We have those cards going off screen to the right.
Exactly.
You can also use vertical, horizontal scrolls there.
Okay, so we actually said we are going to search by filters, but this is showcasing a search box, like by name. So actually, now that I see this again, I don't think that makes the most sense. I think it's probably going to be like a radio box or like a checkbox that we need to do. So let's change this up. Let's see if there is any checkbox filtering items that we can use. This is interesting too. Like it's not your traditional, you know, drop down checkbox, but it could be like a unique way to kind of just hit some different items.
Yeah.
This could be unique. And I like how it has a bigger tap rate. So I'm going to pull this one over for now.
It would be different, which is always nice.
Yeah, different experience for sure. So let's see, the things that we mentioned we want to fill bar. Let's go back to our notes up here. We said, so dog size and breed. So maybe it's like you drop down dog breed. And then if it was those big buttons, you can say boxer, rat terrier, sheepadoodle. And there's so many different breeds. Photos would be a good way for a user to identify and understand what the dog is, instead of just words. Like words are good for SEO too. So there's two different ways we can have it. You guys let me know. Do you like the bigger click button, or do you like having a long list to choose from instead? And there's some things that are gonna be yes or no. So like yard, yes or no, fence, yes or no, stairs. Maybe that's just a radio button, you know, on or off, yes or no.
Yeah.
So for that one, maybe we do a radio button.
I do love the idea of the image for the breeds as well, because
you do. Okay.
I do, mainly for because I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on who the user is. Is this mainly used by someone who probably knows breeds, or someone who knows breeds, or it could be somebody who doesn't?
That's a great point. I know common breeds, but not a lot. So yeah, maybe having photos there would be really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the downside of that would be there could be a lot of thumbnails too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's run with it. I'm going to grab my top component. Oops, not that one. And we're going to change this to breed. And then get rid of this. So instead of having, this photo would be breed. So actually, now that I'm designing this, we're missing a whole screen. So let's move these over. There's going to be something in between where we're actually selecting the different filters and what that flow looks like.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
So we're missing an in-between stage. So that's another reason why I like having it out. Like, what are we missing? This is going to be the filter option. So filter. So instead of having it this way, group it. So Command G is group.
A nifty shortcut.
Repeat grid. There's going to be a lot of different breeds. So maybe we have it. And this is just a different way to find your match. You know, you can always just search by the photos you see on the homepage. But if that's, you want to get very specific, you can do it this way. Okay, so I'm wondering if the search is intuitive for them to have this, or maybe we need the word filter.
Right.
You know, so coming off from this one screen, I don't know if that makes the most sense. But let's label what we're kind of exploring here. So I'm going to pick and pull copy from other screens. So we're going to say filter by breed. I'm going to grab this card.
I love how like we've just used the components we have to like mix and match and create our own custom elements.
Exactly.
Super effectively.
So what I'm going to do is going to try to mimic what like an active state would be. So perhaps these icons, you know, let's just flip it. So it's a light and then circle. It's actually going to be the darker color. And then I don't know if that's enough to tell. Maybe we need something else. Maybe there has to be a border or something.
Make it more bright, yeah.
Maybe not for just the back card. Okay. Oops, we gotta grab everybody. Group it all. Yeah, that looks kind of like a selected state.
Yeah.
Okay, so say there's filter by breed, and you're like, I like this breed, and then I like this breed. And then we also said we would filter by
the
needs.
The toggles.
The what?
The toggles.
Yeah, the toggles. So a toggle could be, let's see. I am just going to do this.
Nice. It's looking really good now. But hi, everyone. Got a couple of people who recently joined us. Hi, Umacorn. Like, I remember who Elsa is now. I was wondering whose face belongs to my voice. I am a disembodied voice at the moment. Maybe my face will reappear if the power comes back. But yeah, hi, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining, guys.
So I'm trying to design a little custom radio button here. So for some of the criteria, we may need like a yes or no. Let me bring this to the front.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And then maybe it's Okay, so we're going to say fence.
And
then no fence. So radio buttons are good when it's like either or state. So yes or no, on or off. So I think that's why this experience could work here. Let me use smaller font. Maybe it's lighter this way. And then I feel like this needs to stretch.
Right, to get to
the other side. But then it feels a little off balance.
Oh, I get what you mean. Looks like odd to have it be that
so
long.
Big.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if because of that, it's just a radio button. Let's see what that would look like.
Yeah.
You guys tell me which feels better. So if a user selected, it would be either or. They couldn't do one. They couldn't do both. So we're going to make this a little darker. Actually, let's do it the other way around. So we're going to make the back one darker.
Okay, yeah.
And then
I really like the radio circles more.
You like that more? Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, so when you're doing wireframes, like you wouldn't normally get in this much detail. You would just decide, is it a radio button or is it a toggle? And then once you make the decision on what makes more sense for space and the experience, then the UI designer would come in and like get really granular. But I'm just kind of doing a little hybrid here for you guys. Yeah, that feels better. I'm going to move this to the side. So I always like to have like a graveyard section of things that I designed too that I don't want to get rid of, but just in case I need to pull them back. So let's do that.
True, because the second you decide not to, it's like, oh, I wish I still had that component, but it's
exactly
like gone 10 versions ago.
Yes. And I know someone asked this earlier, when is it too many ideas? You should keep everything. Just keep everything.
Just work with everything.
Yeah, we're going to keep a little graveyard until you know, and then you clear it out. Okay, so filter by need. So we're going to say fence or no fence. We're going to say yard, no yard. And the reason being, we don't want the dogs to run away. What else did we ask earlier? I'm going to zoom to the top, so bear with the quick scrolling. Does it require special needs? Maybe that one is a open form text. If they write something in, because there could be so many different things. We wouldn't know all the different variants. So maybe open form text works for that one. And maybe same for this special. I think these two would be the same. Good with pets. Yes or no? I think that's a yes or no question too.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 radio buttons and 1 open form field.
Nice, simple. I also like simple filters. Well, I get complex filters depend on the actual product, but it can also be really overwhelming. Like, okay, now I have to tweak this and tweak that.
I'm going to make this artboard longer. So what this little thing here means is that's determining the bottom of the screen. So everything else we're pulling out would be revealed on scroll up. So let's do this for now. Yes or no? Let's see. 24 pixels away from each other.
And I actually wanted to ask this earlier, but I forgot. Do you always work in like 8, you mentioned increments of 8?
I generally do. I feel like it's really easy to divide that way, and it's easy to develop that way when there's a little bit of math behind it instead of just eyeballing it.
Mhm.
Do you design that way, or how do you do it?
I actually recently started to. Before I
Okay.
worked in multiples of 5 because I liked the round numbers. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, that's nice. And then I think it was not only until I started developing websites that I started working in increments of 8.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's a good trick. So this one's a little weird because we have more copy here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be consistent with what we see above, but it's breaking my design a little bit.
Yeah.
So if it
Not
has to
good.
be
That's good.
long,
Yeah.
or would it make more sense if we say kids okay? No, that doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. It might be a bit too
We
short.
need to be very clear.
Yeah. Fergie mentions, oh, hi, Fergie. First of all, thanks for joining. She
Hi.
mentions, I have a whole graveyard documents.
Oh yeah.
Same.
It's good to have. You
The
never know. Okay,
right.
I agree. Let's see. We talked about having an open form field. So we can probably just repurpose like this search box. And this would be, let's bring this down.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna group this whole section and make it a
Mm-hmm.
component. We're gonna call it the footer. Footer?
Nice.
Okay, so what I'm doing is just trying to make sure this page has everything that we need. It's not gonna have a search box. It's gonna have a question. Does
Mm-hmm.
your, no, we're gonna say, please clarify if your pup has special needs.
Nice.
So again, let's think back at this. So this is a page for a pal who's coming in exploring for pups. They want to know what specific breed that they can select. Maybe so it's fence required. Like, does your dog require
Mm-hmm.
a fence? Not asking if I have one or not. So we got to
Yeah.
flip the language a little bit so it's a little more clear for our user. Fence
Mm-hmm.
required, no fence required. Yard required, no yard required.
And then special needs.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something that I would search for actually as a pal.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to know
Right.
it. So maybe it's an input on the create a pup profile. So maybe it doesn't make sense to have this here actually, now that I say it out loud. Because you're not going to say, oh, I want a pup that needs eye medication, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that makes sense. So let's just move that out for a second.
Right.
Filter by breed, filter by need. And then we also said location. So on the first card here, when you're on the home page, you're going to see pup by name, breed, and location. So we want to make sure we follow that order on this page as well. So breed, let's enter location one, and then we can move the need down a little bit more. So we'll group this. So location could be by a map or distance. Let's see if they have any wireframes for something like that.
Yeah.
We have our main screens here.
I think even the analytical ones might have like at least graphical elements that could work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like expensive. They do have a start to some like days, which we may need for calendar.
Right.
Let's see. They do have this. We can leverage this for the date one.
Yeah.
So at one point we also mentioned we need to select a date range. So maybe it's like from this day to this day situation.
Yeah.
And we also had a time. Maybe we repeat it for the time.
Select time, select dates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have some recommendations in the chat. Wade says, I believe these are for the filters. Good with other dogs/pets. I think that was also on one of the stickies as well.
Oh, that was one of our stickies. Good call. We missed that.
Yeah. And Nor recommends, is your pup potty trained?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Great as.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to say, we're going to keep adding on to this then.
Endless amount of questions you could ask.
So good with, you know what? We are going to repeat grid this.
Oh, yeah.
So it's consistent. Good with kids, good with other pets. And the reason repeat grid is good because if you have a scenario like this, instead of going back and editing all of them, you can just go in and actually, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm a repeat grid, only one column at a time. So if this is good with kids, good with other pets, it's obviously long. I can just move this whole section over and make this one bigger.
Yeah.
There, that was all the same.
Nice. Repeat grid saves the day again.
Exactly. Potty trained. Not potty trained. Okay. Boop. Move this one up.
Nice.
Let's see. I feel like I can't exclude the guys above from the repeat grid, so we're just going to add them back in here.
Oh, okay.
So it's like one nice unit in case we make edits. They're all going to reflect. So we're going to spin this down. And then we're going to say fence required. No fence required. Thanks for hanging with us, you guys. I know sometimes designs get a little, you know, just in the weeds of working. It's a little quiet, but I hope you're following along my thought process, and I'm open to all questions.
I think we definitely are, just because it's easier to see how someone goes through each and every step and to hear what they're thinking out loud as well. It just helps you think, oh, okay, that's an interesting approach or an interesting way of doing things.
Yeah. So now that I see this, I feel like it looks okay, but it does seem like a lot of like dots and things, like different criteria. So now that I design it, I'm wondering if it's just, if you need it, you select. Yeah, it's too many. Maybe if you see it, you select it and you don't. You know what I mean? So maybe you don't need this. Maybe it's just like, if it's good with kids, it's selected. If it's not good with kids, it's like, let me just show an example. So like this one's not selected, so it doesn't have to be good with other pets. And say this one needs a yard, but they don't have to have a pet.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It's just improving the experience a little bit. You're not overwhelming them with questions, but you're just giving them one selection. If they need it, they're going to check it. If they don't, they just don't.
They won't. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Another component goes to the graveyard. But that's part of the exercise. That's why wireframing is so important.
True. I can't imagine getting to high fidelity and then having to work out these minor details. It would just be a lot
Hmm.
more complicated.
Exactly. And now that I see this, I kind of feel like I want these to be like this.
Yeah.
And now I need to stretch this out.
Oh yeah, Fergie. Fergie says like checkboxes instead. Yeah. 'Cause they are more like
Yes,
checkboxes
they
now.
should actually be checkboxes, not a radio now that we switched it. Let's do that. Let's narrow it down. Okay, so we're evolving again. So the value of wireframe
Mm-hmm.
is just really just to get the ideas out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to copy that and paste it in here. Got to remove all the old ones. Thank you, whoever said that. Good suggestion. Voila.
Nice.
See, so much cleaner.
We got there in the end.
We did it. Awesome. Okay. I loved how this evolved. And it's like, you got to kind of go through the exercise and wireframe it out and test it. And that's the whole point of it. That's great. Okay. So we were also talking about what we need to include in here is filter by location. So maybe it is by a zip code, perhaps that's the easiest, or city name.
Okay.
So
And
again,
is this an input field or like a drop down?
I think it's going to be an input field because we're going to have a lot of options. But again, it might obviously evolve a million times. Let's see. Let's start thinking about this one, team. So we're going to give them cues here. So enter city or zip. And it's slightly lighter fonts to choose. And then, there could be ability to have autofill. So if they start typing in Austin, AU, maybe it'll drop down and fill in the rest. Or if it's a zip code, it'll fill in. I think this feels good.
That looks really nice. Oh, everyone agrees.
Yay.
Magnifique. Nice. Very clean now.
Very clean.
All positive.
Good. Let me show examples of what it would look like if we, selected something from the radio box.
Ooh, we're creating like a little check mark.
Yes, or a little X. Actually, let's do check mark because now I'm thinking X is like closing out of something. Check mark would be better. So release that. Let's see, 2.
Nice. And we have like just under half an hour left in our session because time flies.
Time does fly.
Live streams. Okay.
Something like that. So let's say the teacher said it was good with kids. And then maybe they say we definitely want potty trained.
Potty trained, yeah.
And then let's have this be, we need a button just to say, submit, let's go. So we can copy the CTA or show results, something like that.
Nice.
We'll move this up. And then we are going to move our filters up. So this is going to fix position when scrolling. We want the whole page to scroll. I wonder, does it all need to be grouped together before we hit the scrolling feature? Maybe.
Is it to scroll, to see all the content?
Yes, to see all the content.
I think you can, it'll automatically do it for you.
Let's see.
When you open it up. Yeah, it automatically crops the screen and then you can scroll.
Cool.
Oh,
I think
but
we're just missing the footer.
yeah, if you move
Yeah.
it up to like above where that dotted line is.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
It needs to stay here and it needs to be in the front. And this whole component is missing CTA, and we are going to make this box a little bit smaller here. And then so if you see on the right hand side here, oop, it needs a little bit more space so it can go past.
Yeah.
I love how
good.
Yeah, the prototype just pushes it live.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
We got a filter screen done.
Yay. Yay. Okay, so when a user hits this search, they're going to go here. And when they show results, they're going to go to this page. Okay, let's see what we have so far. So pups and pals, welcome pups and pals. We connect pup owners with pals, low commitment, high warm and fuzzies. It goes into the Explore Pups section. You can see pups by name, photo, breed, location. And then if you hit the search, whoop.
Oh, we didn't like the search, or
let's see. Oh, it was on drag. I see that was on drag. So we needed to change it to
tap.
Not on drag, on tap. This one is on, well, that one's automatic, I think. Let's try again. Scrolls.
Nice.
Filter. We want to make sure this top section stays locked. So I am going to go back into design mode. I'm going to fix position when scrolling. I'm going to make sure I want it to have like a dark background behind it. I want everything to go behind it. So I'm going to bring it to the front and then put a box here. Similar color.
Nice. I love designing with the preview screen open. This is what I do all the time.
I love that. I watched one of your segments and I learned that. I think it's a great tip. Let's see. Oh, and the block that I made needs a fixed position. And search.
There you go.
Here we go.
Nice.
Boom. Okay, so next we're going to do the results page. I feel like this will be the trickiest one.
Yeah, just because it has a lot of parts to it, but also excited to see how it ends up.
So here, we need just to indicate that we are on results. So pup, maybe it's like filtered pups, filtered pups, or pup results. What do you think? Pup results?
Pup results. And pup results, I think, is similar to the overall theme and tone of the app. So
okay. So we don't need this. Don't need this. I think I would like the ability for them to go back and search again if this didn't give them what they needed.
Yeah.
So search again, we'll just reactivate this screen here. I don't know if this drawer makes sense anymore here since it's kind of like all one screen.
Right. Yeah.
I guess what we could have done is have the search and this whole drawer comes on top of it. But maybe that's too much interaction for this. Let's just kind of remove this for now. And then let's see. So the first one, we're going to go in order of what we filter by. So this first one will say breed.
Yeah.
I think this should label what we did. So say like, yeah. Let's just do boxer breed. Okay, let's move all this stuff up. We're gonna bring
with our nice paw print.
paw print. Okay, so we're gonna say pup's name. We're gonna be consistent. So I'm gonna create some consistency. So this font that we use on the first card, I'm gonna create a character style with it. And I'm going to label it as pup name and the font. So when we're doing it here, it matches.
Yeah. Character styles are really convenient for that reason.
Exactly. And same with this descriptors below. So let's do this for the breed. We're going to call this descriptors.
Nice.
Click into it. And then we don't need this scroll.
The bar, yeah.
And we don't need this course outline. We want to have location. So again, just being consistent with the cards we saw before. I'm going to remove this. Delete that, and then repeat grid. Pull it all the way out. Actually, repeat grid for the whole thing. Let me do it again. So you create it once, ungroup it all.
And then regroup it.
Regroup it, repeat grid it. There we go. And then I'm going to do the horizontal scroll.
Yeah.
So it'll automatically horizontal scroll. And we got one done.
Oh, that was so fast.
Yeah. So I almost feel like they can be consistent. So maybe hear me out on this. So maybe and I don't know if I want, if I did view all, maybe it would just truncate all one screen.
Right, yeah.
But let's do this. Let's group this whole section and then we repeat grid this down the line. So it is, this is like, so if the search results were or, so box or breed or location, it'll kind of show you all that combination. But if it's and, it would probably resort back to a list like this. Like this is exactly what you saw based on exactly what you filtered. So those are the kind of considerations you would make and work out with your developer. Like how exactly would you want it to filter? So you guys let me know. Do you want to know exactly, you want to see everything here that we've chosen, or would you like to see it broken up by the location and the breed?
Let us know in the comments what approach might work best. Nora says this app needs to feature the late Queen's corgis. Now they need sitters. Oh, I feel like they have like a whole community of sitters. At this point.
I don't know. I'm torn. I kind of feel like it should go back to this view and for consistency.
For the results?
Or maybe it goes the other way around. Maybe this could be, I mean, I still like this view because it segments it out. So maybe it's like, we switch it. Maybe this is the home screen and it goes by most dogs with the best reviews, dogs near your location. And then this would actually be the landing page for the search.
Okay, yeah.
So it's giving you like
we couldn't switch it. Yeah. Because I get what you mean. It's like if someone picks very specific filtering options, then the category style might not necessarily work in that case.
Okay, so let's do this. We're changing it up again. And that's okay.
And that is okay, yeah.
It is totally okay. Okay. Explore Pups. It's going to be popular. Let's say popular breed.
Wow. See, that already makes a lot more sense now.
Right? Okay.
Having on the home screen. Yeah.
And this is going to say best or featured. Maybe they're new. And then we got it. And they want to feature some new pups. Or maybe this is like a best reviews. Or maybe it's just, best reviews or the most hearts.
Yeah. That works. You could even have one for recommended for you, because maybe at this point the app knows you and might know what you like.
I love that. Yeah, so I would say let's do that one first then, if that came about. Recommended for you. Popular breed, best reviews, and then no, let's do featured. Featured seems like a way to go on the top. And then okay.
Nice. That looks good.
So let's fix our prototype. So when we click here, it's actually going to go to this page. When we click this tab, it's going to go to this page. We'll hit search. It's going to go here. This we can delete. This is no longer going to show results. Results are going to go here. And then we are going to say pup results.
Nice. And
then we are going to the main pup page now. So say a user selects on this card. It's going to go here. Let's get rid of this and bring our pup icon in. So big photo. And then maybe this is a gallery of photos. Maybe there's a few here.
Yeah. I feel like I would want to see more than one photo.
Yeah. This could be like, this one could be their thumbnail that you would see on this card, just to cue that it's the same. We can even put that in there. So I'm just going to label it.
Yeah.
So this is pup thumbnail. So stuff like this is what you would kind of need to annotate when you pass it off to developers. So you're like, the thumbnail photo you see here will be the main featured card here. So they're clear on the function. Ungroup this. And maybe it's just like a nice little montage of, I don't know,
of thumbnails,
photos or so. A little bit smaller. You grid down this way.
Like a grid. That looks nice.
Yeah. So pup's name. Let's make this all left aligned, just so it's consistent with the cards we see over here too. So we have pup name. Breed. Location.
Breed. Location. Description.
Copy all about me and why you should connect and play with me.
Cute. I could totally see people like writing this in first person, just for an actual app.
Yes, I love that idea. It makes it a little more personal and you can connect with them a little more. Yeah, like their own profile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we don't need this. Let's see. We talked about having a variant if it was like a human. We can do that last. If it's not right for me, we need to go back. So that's when we're going to bring our footer in. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's always a way to go back. What else did we say we need? Let's move these to the graveyard.
More additions to our graveyard.
Like to keep things clean. Let's see. So yes, book it. That would be that button there. Let's see. I'm going to move this down just for a second so we can design. Oh, you got some power back. Yay.
Yeah.
You can see your smiling face again.
not my shadow hidden in the darkness.
So we have breathe. So say they selected, let's see, what do we have here? I'm going to pull up in full screen on the side. Oh, location. Okay, let's enter some actual things here. So say we found boxer, and then say we're in Austin, Texas, about me, and then say some of the filters that we had. So potty trained, and maybe we just bring in this whole, you know,
the checkbox.
Yeah, the whole deal. It's consistent.
Nice.
I don't know if it should be checkbox or, oops.
Or like
maybe it's just a list. Yeah, like tag. I like tag. Great idea.
Yeah, that would look really nice.
Let's see, 24.
Well, this is looking really good. Loved all the progress we've managed to make in this session. We have just under 5 minutes left to go in our broadcast, sadly. But honestly, I feel like I've learned so much just watching your process in designing this app, like the new techniques. I am fully dedicating a graveyard section in all my design files.
Awesome. Yes. Anything I can do to be helpful with other people. I mean, that's the great thing about Adobe XD and Adobe Live is creating community and sharing knowledge.
Yeah, agreed. Oh yeah, that looks really nice.
And another, I built it again with the repeat grid. Favorite component for sure.
Agreed. I think for anyone who's watching at this point, they're like, okay, clearly I need to be using repeat grid at least once in my design. We've used it like 5 times. That's so convenient.
Several times. Yep. Okay. Let's see if I can quickly get this in there. So maybe it's not. Book me.
Nice.
Bring it to the front. I almost feel like, why hide it if it's so close? So let's just move everything up a smidgen. Why hide content if you don't need to?
Yeah, true. Agreed. Oh, that looks nice.
Boom, bring this up. Okay, let's, Bookman goes to this page. Let's kind of just see, since we got 5 minutes, to see where we landed. So we entered the app. Pups and Pals, welcome. We get to explore some different pups that are recommended for you. Swipe by featured, best reviews. Very cool. We can explore pups by filter by breed, select those if you like.
Yeah.
Filter by location, city for different needs. Share results. Great. There's so many here. I love this guy.
Nice.
Book me.
This looks so good.
Chat. And then the PayPal integration and success.
Yay.
Very
Oh, this is
cool.
awesome. So cool to see. And did you just want to wrap up kind of everything else we accomplished today? And then we can wrap up our session.
No, definitely. There you go. So just to recap everything. So again, I walked you through the different project requirements to explore what needs to go into the app experience. This is a great way to kind of collaborate with your team and see what needs to be built out. We started off with wireframe templates as your starting point. It's a good way to save time and really start iterating and making that experience unique. And then we started to map out what that general flow would look like. And part of my process was putting notes underneath to understand what needs to go on that screen so I can go in and really customize it and then prototype that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. It was amazing having you on today's stream. And I think we all learned a lot. And for those who joined, thank you so much for joining. Make sure to stick around for the Etsy Small Business Bootcamp with Katrina Torrijos and Jordan Ellis to learn new skills on how to create banners, backgrounds, and graphics for your Etsy store in Adobe Express. Immediately following the challenges, stick around for a new episode of How To with Claddy from Print My Soul and learn how to design a t-shirt in Illustrator, followed by a new episode of Let's InDesign with Anika Agarwal. So lots of exciting stuff coming up. And once again, thank you for joining.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.